you get invited to all sorts of things. Were you on holidays when, I think it was Brian Ferry invited you to dinner?
Oh, yeah. Well, I was at a very nice hotel in Turks and Caicos, and Brian Ferry was also staying there, and I knew him a little bit. And Prince was there as well.
Wow.
This was a few years ago. And, Prince is dead, yeah. Glad you can see the funny side. And Brian said, would you like to come over and have dinner with Prince? I was like, well, this is a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity. And so, yes, of course. That was quite an awkward conversation, because Prince doesn't say much, and Brian Ferry isn't that talkative either. And so we sort of sat there with nothing much to say, and Prince doesn't ask any questions. He doesn't go, what do you do? Or, well, you're my favourite judge on Britain's Got Talent, or anything like that. And there's a magazine there with a picture of Florence and the Machine, and I say, oh, do you know, just trying to make conversation, you know, Florence and the Machine, and they both go, no, I don't know her. I said, oh, you know, she just did that brilliant cover of that dance song. And they went, well, which dance song? You know, that one, you know, You Got the Love. And they went, Prince, well, I don't know the song. Like, you know that song, you know. You got the love I need to see you through. Sometimes I feel like I'm singing to Prince and Brian Ferry. The most embarrassing moment of my life. And they're just looking at me blankly, like I'm mad, like I've made up this song. It was horrible. And when Prince left, it was that amazing sense of relief. You didn't meet someone really, really famous, and it's sort of, you just desperately want it to end. You want to sort of say that you've met them, but you want it to be over. That was horrible, but I mean...
I had that with P. Diddy. I went over to say hello to P. Diddy, and Jay-Z was there, and Leonardo DiCaprio was sat at the
All
far
right,
side.
I think you've dropped enough names. OK, I think people thought Prince and Brian Ferry was good. We don't need to hear about other people who are in the room. Let's just stick on the people the story's about.
So I went over and I thought... I was trying to think who's the easy target in this scenario, who's the one that you go to say the hello, and I'm thinking, I saw him and get him to the Greek, I'm going to go over there and say hello to him, so I thought, P. Diddy. So I went out to shake his hand, and I shook his hand, and I was, oh, nice to meet you, and he's just going, but the longest handshake ever. And I'm like sat there just looking in P. Diddy's eyes like, when is this going to end? And then the worst of it happened. The worst of it happened, there was a whole thing with Jay-Z, and I went to lean in to speak to him. But you can't lean in to speak to Jay-Z. You're not allowed to lean in. And his bodyguard just, like, shoved me like this, and I went flying across the room. And I was like, right, I'm just going to go and sit over here with Eddie Golden. Thank you, that's enough. Very awkward moment.
That is weird that people kind of live like that. It's so strange.
I have to say, Prince, I know that people, that sometimes he was quiet, but I was very good friends with Prince. He was... one of my closest.
Oh, wow. David. Now.
My one dinner is meaningless now.
Let me tell you something. He was so funny. He was...
Not that night. Not that night.
I am so sorry.
Cracking jokes that night.
I am so sorry. But he didn't crack jokes. He had a strange sense of humor. You know, like, we'd go somewhere and he'd say things like, I would start going for the food like I always do, and I would like try to get something, and he'd be very serious like this, and he would go, hold my hand, and said, sister, stay away from the buffet.
That's good advice.
And I'd laugh because he's right.
I'm stealing that. That's fine.
Let me tell you something. He was so funny. I'm so sorry you didn't get to meet him.
Well, I did get to
That's
that.
fine.
Yeah, I guess.
But where we went, it wasn't a buffet, it was a sit-down dinner. You went to an all-you-can-eat buffet with Prince, but it was actually quite a smart hotel. But thank you for your contribution.
Graham Norton here. If you'd like to see even more stuff like that, then hit subscribe. Or don't. It's a free world. But I know what I'd do in that situation.